Alright, we have laid out our half laps. Did that in the last video. Now we're going to cross cut the shoulders, and then there are two main methods for taking off the rest of the waist. So here we're going to use our miter box and crosscut saw, and as before, what we want to do is hold our workpiece up against the inner edge and put the lip of the miter box up against the edge of the table and cut down into the waist part. Only down to the floor. So already part of the way down there on the back, all the way down in the front. So you need to be very careful not to go down any more in the front. Alright, we're okay, so a little bit more in the middle. Edges are well set. Middle some more. That should about do it. Alright. Now if you take a look there, you should see just a straight line back. And we're going to do the same thing for the other guy. Because for the half lap, both of our work pieces, both halves of the joint need cutting. And you need to be careful the whole way through not to go through the floor. Ooh, wow. That was close. Alright, back is done, and the front needs a couple more slices. Yeah, there we go. Now we're going to check. Alright, the middle. Middle needs it a little bit more. That looks pretty good. All right, now there are two methods for cutting down the floor here, or what I'm calling the floor. So we've got what I'm calling the shoulder and then the floor. And one option is to put it in your bench vise and saw downwards. And you need to be very careful here to stay on the waist side of the line. So I've got the line here. I'm going to put my thumb on the line, and I want to be just above the line. Very lightly with the edge of the saw. And I want to make sure that I'm going parallel to both the edge line and the end line and the edge line. Very lightly here. Now, you can see the cut. I'm going diagonal. Now, as I've gone diagonal, then I can drop my hand and go along the end here. Still going very lightly. Take the time. No need to rush this. Now I can cut down aggressively. Always checking all my lines. close, you want to make sure that you don't blow through that shoulder. And if you're cutting, I don't know if you can hear this on the microphone, but as you're cutting, you can hear the wood sound change as you get close. There we go. Now, this is going to need some cleanup because I wasn't exactly dead on for my line. So this line was very close to on, but this one was off. I was tilted slightly, so I'm going to have to use a chisel to clean that up. So that's one main method, and then we're going to clean this up. Other method, also put this in here, but this time we're going to use the chisel to pop this out. And that you're going to need your hammer and a chisel, and we're going to start near the top here and bevel side up, give it a pop, another pop, and we're just going to lift that off. And again, as you get close to that shoulder line, slow down. So that it pops off and you don't blow through the shoulder line. And we're going to get gradually closer to our floor line. Now, what makes this one dangerous is if your wood grain gets all wavy in there, then you might think that you're going fine into the floor line, but the wood grain goes into the floor line, and these chips that are popping off are going to follow the wood grain. They're not going to follow your floor line. That pencil is just on the surface. So we're going to find out if this has been a mistake here. As I get closer to that line, I think the wood grain is good and straight. But you can always be surprised by something in the middle there. Getting close on that side. As you're getting closer, you're going to do less and less to make sure that you don't accidentally blow through that line. And that's always awkward when you blow through that line. Alright, so we have that pretty well down now, and now we're going to be paring. So we're going to put both hands behind the blade, and we're going to be slicing down into here very carefully, and we're going to want to get very close to this line here. Slice very carefully into this, and take it down. And this is where cutting that shoulder is very important, because we've already sliced all these wood fibers down at the bottom here, and we're not going to go below. Well, we don't want to go below that. Right? So this might be easier if I then take this and reclamp it down like that, and I'm going to have to get a clamp